Alright, so welcome to day number 4 of me uploading every day of this week. Today we are back with more Ayrton Senna driver career. Last time out at Melbourne, it's just complete mixed emotions really. I managed to finish P8, which, you know, at the start of the video I was saying how good I was around Melbourne, and to come away with P8 is quite disappointing, especially since Lando Norris went on to win the Grand Prix. But it all went wrong when we were starting the race. It was raining, intermediate conditions almost, and we were using slick tyres, and for some reason I just couldn't drive. Today's a new day though. We're going to Imola, another one of me good tracks. I've actually not raced around here in a very long time, so I'm interested to see how it goes. I also don't know if it's going to be a sprint weekend. It might be, so I suppose we'll just have to go and find out. But just before that, quick look at the RND, RB and Haas. Still can't believe that's real, but they are still leading ahead. We are still down in P7, just ahead of Red Bull. How? Here are also the standings. Checo Perez in an RB is leading after 3 podiums in a row on 48. I'm back in P5 on 30 with Lando Norris ahead of me on 35. And in the constructors, well, we are 1 point behind Mercedes and 18 points behind RB. So that's everything sorted. Let's get into quali and hopefully, you know, gain some points on the drivers ahead of me. It's quali time! Now, the current leader, George Russell, has set a lap time of a 1 minute 12.3, and teammate Lando Norris has a lap time of a 1 minute 12.9. So, main target, getting to the 1 minute 12s would be a nice place to start, although it is my first lap around here in a very long time, so I'd be very surprised if I could actually put that lap together. But here we go, into the chicane, turn 1, I like it. I like it quite a lot, a little bit of oversteer. Could have done with a little bit more commitment, but you know, that's how it goes. Little touch of the brakes, be careful of throttle. That was actually quite a nice sector 1. I'm actually going to be 3 tenths up on Frederick Vesti. Where did he come from? I did not know he was even in F1. Alright, fair play to you, mate. There we go, through Aqua Minerale, I believe that corner's called. Now into my favourite chicane. Now the reason I like the chicane so much is because just with how much curb I take, I usually gain quite a lot of time on AI through that chicane. So hopefully that can help me out a little bit. I did lose quite a bit of time through Sector 2 because it just was a bit smelly. There's no hiding it, it just was a bit smelly. Around the final corner, could have used a bit more overtake, but it's okay. And we just miss out on the 1 minute 12s. Honestly, that is very surprising to me, how I managed to be 3 tenths of a second up after the first sector, and to only come away with a P15 is pretty shocking. Especially considering that, yeah, now Lando's actually improved his lap time to a 12.7. So I'm going to have to find upwards of half a second just to get ahead of my teammate. Love it. Alright, here we go. This is it! We already know what I've got to do. I have got to find about half a second, maybe even more, if I want to finish ahead of Lando. So, let's lock in. Straight into turn 1. I'm going to brake a little bit later than last time. Get on throttle even earlier. Deploy the overtake. Already managed to find a 10th. That is lovely. Now, I'm actually not even going to brake through there. Be careful on throttle. Might have been track limits, but allow it. Thank you. Through here, turn number 7. Throttle nice and early. Alright, I'm liking it so far. Now, this corner up next, I struggled with massively on my first run. Brake a bit later, get in. That was lovely. Gonna find even more time. Now, through here, I'm gonna brake quite late. Get over the curb. Exit, bit of overtake. Love it. Now into my favourite chicane. I'm gonna brake even later than before. Get in, nice exit, and this is looking pretty good. I've not got much overtake left, but that should be okay. Into the final 2 corners, hard on the braking, get in, around the final corner, and that's just world class. Now, this has happened before, where I improve by a lot and I don't gain many positions. What about today? I think that's all right, actually. Honestly, I don't think that's too bad. We'll have to see where Lando is. Yes! I've beat my teammate in a thing! Yes! I did it! After getting diffed by Lando horrendously this season, apart from the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, I've cooked, and I'm back ahead. Yes, that is actually a really, really good quali lap. I said I wanted to find half a second. I found a bit more than that, and, you know, there you go. I love it. We're only, you know, 3.5 tenths off pole position with, you know, the RBs once again setting the pace. That's like what George Russell's always up there, I know, in P2. He's always in the mixture at the top, even though he hasn't got the best car currently. Fair play to him. So we go into the race, starting P8, points on offer. Mainly, I want to be finishing ahead of the Ferraris and Lando. So basically, if it stays exactly how quali finished, that'd be happy days. It's Grand Prix time, and it's a lovely dry afternoon at the Formula 1 MSC Cruises Gran Premio Deal made in Italy, di Emiliana. I couldn't even read the rest. Why is it so long? No one knows. Now, like I said, if I could just finish where I qualified with, you know, ahead of the Ferraris and Lando, that would be a lovely day at the office. So that's the target. Overtaking is quite difficult around here. Although I say that, it's quite difficult no matter where you go, apart from maybe Las Vegas. Apart from that, it's pretty much impossible. So hopefully, I can achieve all my goals. Right, all set. Strategy's done, it's just what the games give me. I am thinking of an undercut, but I'll decide based on what my lap times are. If my lap times are still similar to my best lap, and I'm only losing a couple tenths, I might just bin it off and just pit when they tell me. But, you know, an undercut or overcut is very important here. That could change the entire race. And it seems like as well, someone has taken an engine penalty, as I am now starting in P7 rather than P8. So that's always a nice little bonus. And I think we're ready. Let's have it. Here we go then, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. What I really need is a good start. That'd be lovely. It's a good reaction time, but I'm just getting so much oversteer off the start. And Sainz an absolute grinder. All right, so I've already lost a place to one of the gears I wanted to finish ahead of. However, Slippy round the outside of Magnussen. Oh, car's very swirly. Why am I so slow in a straight line? Come on, game. Figure it out. Going wheel to wheel through here is never a good idea. It always ends in someone going into the gravel, but I've managed to survive, so I have gained a place, but I also lost a place, so I'm where I started. Not bad, though. I mean, realistically, if I can just get ahead of Sainz, then that'll be perfectly okay, and I can just stay there and I'll be happy. There's lap 1 complete. Honestly, very good. I like it. And actually, I've got a little run on Sainz here. Come on, then. With my straight line speed, which I didn't think I'd have. Round the outside. Where's he going to send me? Round the outside it is. Come on, then. Oh, yes. I love a bit of that. I was very brave. Almost spun through the chicane as well, but I didn't. And I am now back ahead of the guy I wanted to finish ahead of. Up to P6. 3 cars ahead of me. All of them running pretty slowly. Looking very good. Oh, Gasly and another driver up ahead are going wheel to wheel. That was actually a really clean move by, I assume, Hamilton. All right, I like it. I was hoping they'd have a bit of a scrap and I can get stuck in, but apparently not. I will say, my straight line speed is pretty bad. I mean, I said it in my last video. When you put on 110 AI, they just boost the engines of the other cars rather than just make them drive faster. So I am currently at a huge disadvantage, but I'm hoping that especially through that chicane up ahead, I can make up the difference through the corners. Hang on, maybe a little chance here on Hulkenberg? No. That was really annoying. I was on a really good run then, but he just got a last little, like, 90+7 injury time bit of acceleration that saved him. But, I mean, if I'm within, like, 6 tenths of Hulkenberg down the main straight, like before the DRS, and I manage my ERS well, there is a very easy overtake opportunity. So, hopefully, I can make a move. Hang on, who's this geezer? Chili con carne out of nowhere. That scared the shit out of me. Where did he come from? Oh yeah, of course, the AI use overtake through there. I forgot about that. I need to start doing that. For some reason, on the exit of turn 7, the AI just dump their overtake, and they get a massive speed boost on you. So I need to keep that in mind and probably start doing it myself. Literally anything can happen in this race. There is, after 5 laps, only a 2-second gap between, you know, the leader, who is currently, I believe, Yuki Tsunoda, and, well, last. The only gap is back to one of the Red Bulls in, like, P14. That's crazy. Literally anything can happen in this race. There is definitely an overtake opportunity here on Hulkenberg. Come on. Surely I have to get this. I'm going to go down to 20%. Switch it to hot lap. Don't get... No, he's getting the 90+7 acceleration. I'm sending it. Go on, son. Round the outside. That is an unbelievably clean overtake. That was pure world class from Facecam. I love that so much. That was one of the cleanest moves in my life. Just, you know, didn't have the speed advantage at the end and just, you know, absolutely sent it. You know, done a Danny Rick. I like the stamp and I sent it. Love it. Up to P5. Here we go again. On George Russell. We have the two leaders scrapping as well. On George Posh Spy. Wait, there's a little double. There's a double on here. Oh, go on. Round the outside of Sergio Perez. Ah! That is unreal. That is one of the greatest things I've ever done in this game. Wow. All right. Well, in the space of 2 laps, I've gone from P5 to P2. And now, the only car ahead of me is Yuki Tsunoda. I love it. And here we go for the lead of the race at Imola. Can I have a go? Oh, I could definitely have a go. Switch it round, late on the brakes, and through we go. Wow. What an insane performance I'm currently putting in. That was a bit dodgy. Now, this is my lap to stop, and I think I am going to stop. I was thinking of, like, an undercut or an overcut, but my lap times are currently about 1.5 seconds away from, you know, the opening couple laps. So going off that logic, I definitely think it's time to come in. And I should come in at the lead. I don't think Tsunoda's even going to get a remote chance of overtaking me. However, if you look behind me, there is quite a lot of cars in close contention. So, obviously, half of these cars are going to stay out and the other half's going to come in. Alright, so Perez is in, Magnussen's in, and loads of other people, I don't know. Basically half the grid. I've also noticed Lando Norris currently having a really, really poor performance. And can I go, please? Thanks. I don't think I lost any places because of that, no. I actually gained some... no. Okay. It's basically, yeah, no, it's exactly the same. Okay, cool. So yeah, Lando really, really struggling right now. As you can see, he is, well, he's right behind a Red Bull, which I assume is Ollie Behrman, and he is very, very far behind that massive traffic of cars up ahead. Not good. Come on, Lando. Around the final corner we come. Now, we should see the other half of the grid now making their stops, and they are. There is Yuki Tsunoda ahead, and... wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I have actually been overcut by Yuki Tsunoda. Wow, okay. Fair enough. Good strategy, I guess. I don't know how he's pulled that lap together. My mediums were just considerably faster. That is a skill issue, I suppose. Not to worry, I will have DRS, hopefully, by the main straight, in which I can then just re-overtake for the lead. That's the plan anyway. It could just not work out like that. Round the final 2 corners we come. And now it's time to unleash the speed and power of my McLaren. Let's do it. I've got so much overtake to use. Shouldn't really be much of a competition. Round the outside. And I have retaken the lead of the Imola Grand Prix. It's just things you love to see, really. Now, do I have the pace to maybe clear off from Tsunoda? I'm going to confidently say no. But you never know. It only takes 3 really, really good laps together and you've done it. Right. Lap number 1 of defending from Tsunoda. I've got quite a lot of overtake to use. I'm going to go down to 20. And I've managed to survive episode 1. However, there is still, like, what? 9 laps left? So, yeah, I've got a lot of defending to do. I've never understood the point of them objectives on the left-hand side of your screen. It's telling me to set a lap time of a 1 minute 19.4. I'm currently lapping in the 1 minute 14s. I could probably do a pirouette, go watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, visit, you know, like, LA, come back and still do a lap time of a 1 minute 19. Like that, I take that as an insult. And let's see what lap time I actually put together. It's going to be a 1 minute, 14.9. I didn't even read that either. It's an average lap time. So, yeah, that's pathetically so. If I was lapping in the 1 minute 19s, I'd currently be, well, last and matching F2 cars. So let's not do that. Alright, so Noda's a lot closer this time than before. So, evasive action is now in full function. Do I have enough to stay ahead of him? He's going to get close, and I have managed to survive yet another lap. Although Sonoda is closing the gap, lap by lap. So I reckon probably by the end of this race, this is going to get extremely close. I've also noticed the weather has changed. It's a lot more gloomy. Whether rain is actually going to fall, I'm not entirely sure. But it is something to look out for. Entering the final 5 laps, and oh my, okay, Sonoda's gone. Okay, wait, no, there's a comeback here. Back round the outside, I'll have some of that, mate. Oh, I was so confident that I just bottled that massively, and I just lost the lead. And then using the power of engine, I've regained the lead, and I've given myself a nice little cushion as well. That'll probably go away in like 30 seconds, but at least it's there for now. Perez has just overtaken Sonoda for P2 in this race. I think I actually managed to escape the DRS of Sonoda for that lap. And obviously Perez was like, I'm not having this, and just sent it on Sonoda. Now it's just a challenge. Can I actually stay outside of the DRS and secure the victory? Let's find out. I've done it again. I've actually managed to stay outside of their DRS range. It's all working out quite well for me. Now, are the RBs going to have another little scrap? Into turn 1, looks like they are. But because of the power of the DRS down that straight, it seems like they're always getting clean overtakes done. They're not really going wheel to wheel through that first chicane. That would, like, confirm me the victory if they do that, because obviously I'd probably gain a second out of it. Heading into the penultimate lap of the race, I am outside of DRS once again. I've just got to do it one more time, and then I should be on for another win. It is weird how the season's gone so far, though. It's very interesting. First round at Bahrain, finished P15. Never really had any form of pace or any, like, you know, synonym of that. I was just horrendously slow. Went to Jeddah, just not dominated, but I won. One of my best drives of the series. Went to Melbourne, was on for a really good result, and then obviously there was that weird thing of using dry tyres in the wet and I had no pace. When the rain actually let up and it was back to normal dry conditions, I was very fast. But I was still pretty slow, especially when Lando went on to win the race. And now we come to Imola, only qualified P8 after what I thought was an exceptional lap time. And now I'm here in the race, diffing the RBs onto the final lap, about to win the Grand Prix. It is crazy how this game works, and by the way, the difficulty hasn't changed. Quali I played on 110, the race is on 110. I guess I'm just not a qualifying guy, I guess. Sergio Perez actually makes a move up to P2 on the final lap. That should be a P2 secured for him. So if I don't crash, which I just won't because I'm different today, I'll be gaining 25 points. I don't actually know who's got the fastest lap. I think it is still George Russell, so that's a bit annoying. Can't take the full 26, but 25 will do, I reckon. Sergio Perez is going to extend his championship lead with another P2. That'll be like, what, 2 P3s and 2 P2s this season? No win, but just very consistently at the top. And, of course, with Lando well outside of the points, all the way down in, like, P15 right now, I'm going to gain some serious points, to say the least. But here we come, round the penultimate corner. No one could touch me today, apart from The people I crashed into trying to overtake them. There's a checker. And what a drive that is. Genuinely insane. Although it feels like I say that every other episode at this point. Am I actually just quite a good driver? I don't know. I don't think I am. I feel like, you know, I have to be locked in to drive decently, but I'm doing it every other episode. I'm loving it. Another win. The final results. Fastest lap was indeed taken by... What happened to Russell? What happened? He was all the way up here for most of the race, and he finished all the way down in P8. See, that's that DRS train. If you were at the lead of a DRS train and you lose DRS, you're just finished. You could get like quad overtaken. I assume that's what happened. So George Russell with the fastest lap, 14.17. I was 14.28, so a tenth and a bit off, but still close. I believe I do take the third fastest lap. Not bad. This top 6 just looks so cursed. I mean, maybe not me. I'm used to winning in this series, but Sergio Perez, Yuki Tsunoda in Racing Bulls no less, followed by Kevin Magnussen and Hulkenberg in the Hasses, and then Pierre Gasly and Aston Martin. How? Max Verstappen as well, P11. Lando finishes P13, 13 seconds off the lead. Even though he's quite far behind, it's still really close. 22 lap race, and he was only 13 seconds behind me, and I was flying along, so fair enough. And Lewis Hamilton with a sole DNF. When did that happen? When? I mean, I've probably cut it out in the video, but I don't even remember seeing that on my screen, or a yellow flag or anything. Did he just go in the pits and just like get towed in the garage, just sack it off and went for tea and biscuits? Maybe. Looking at the standings though, the driver standings, they look like this. Oh! That is disgraceful. I have gone from 30 points down in P6 all the way up to P2. Only 11 points off Checo, 5 points ahead of Yuki. That's class considering I'm in like the 7th fastest car. And in the Constructors, well, that's going to be a massive boost. We move up to P2, 19 points ahead of Mercedes. We were 1 point behind them going into the race. We are now 19 points ahead. That is massive. One more thing as well, the race director, I want to see those lap times. So, on the hard stint, look at that consistency, kind of. From here, all the way to here, there was only a what? 4/10 difference, 3/10 difference. Outrageous from me. And that's going to be all. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. That was a wonderful drive from P7 to P1. I don't actually know which race is next. I'm going to say Monaco, but I'm probably wrong. It might be Canada, actually. We'll have to wait and see. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Like I said, I'm trying to upload every day this week. Currently 4 out of 7 after this. We'll go from there. Make sure to like the video if you're enjoying the series, and subscribe if you're new around here, because why not? And all the good bollocks. And I'll see you lot next time. A goodbye.